Broker Bulletin acknowledges the traditional custodians of all the lands across the country on which we record our podcast and pays its respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. Welcome to the Broker Bulletin podcast, where better begins. Join us as we chat with brokers about what's working for them, what drives them, and the real challenges and wins that matter most right now.
Hi everyone, welcome back to a brand new episode of Broker Bulletin. I am Denia Dean, Estate Growth Manager here at LMG. Social media can be a tough beast to crack, but when it's done well, it can really become a lead generation machine for your business. Joining me today is someone who is reaping the rewards, Bill Childs for Limitless Lending Group. Many of you would have seen him on Instagram and TikTok, where he has an astonishing 30,000 plus followers. Bill?
30.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me, Danielle.
All right, let me ask you a question, because at head office, I'm getting a bit confused. Half the staff call you Bill and half the staff call you the beekeeper. So why are they calling you beekeeper?
So before I was in broking, I was a beekeeper, so commercial beekeeper. I had about 1,000 beehives, family business with my dad, and we still have that. Got one of my best mates running it, and yeah, that's where it came from. So it's a bit transition, but yeah.
Oh, so you didn't have any experience before coming into brokery?
I had experience because I had properties myself. That's how I got experience and knew that I wanted to do it and be in property.
Yep.
So I was looking for a broker that was switched on with investment. I couldn't really find it, so I thought I'm going to do it myself. And I just started writing my own loans and do it for a few friends and family, and then this just happened.
Yeah. So, and did you have Instagram and TikTok and all of that before you had a broke?
No, not at all. I didn't use it at all. Just got TikTok, and I knew that people obviously generated leads from online, so I just got TikTok and thought I'd post every day for a month and see what happens. And I posted every day for a month and nothing happened. No one cared. But I kept going, and after about 6-8 months, started getting leads, slowly got followers, had like 50 after a month, but then after 6 months, probably had 1,000, kept growing and growing. And eventually I put my face on it. At first I didn't even have my face on it. I was just posting property content, numbers on properties, stuff like that, put my face on it, and then the leads really started to tell me.
So it's been about 2 years now.
Yeah, about 2 years.
Where are you at now? As in, you've got a few staff I can see running around?
Yeah, 3 brokers besides myself, and Thais, who is technically processor. That's what she was originally, but now she's like running everything. She's the brains, and got an offer as well. So 5 or 6 of us.
So solid team.
Yep. Growing will need more soon. So just because we're just trying to route the leads that are coming in.
What percentage of your business are leads coming from social media?
So it's only socials and like friends of mine, really. I don't have any referral partners. It would be like 80% like socials. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any brokers that have cracked the code in TikTok and doing that.
No, I don't think there is that many doing it, and that makes it easier, I think, for me, because a lot of brokers are just posting very generic stuff from their aggregator or whatever. If you post stuff that's a bit different, and it seems to do well.
What's the quality like for these things?
I reckon that we get probably 50% want to do deals or are in a position to do deals.
Yeah.
So I would say there's probably, if we talk to 10 leads, probably there'd be one that doesn't answer for a start. We don't know who they are, they don't answer the phone, whatever. But then there might be 3 or 4 that can't do anything, or that just like not in a position at all. They're just never going to be a deal.
Yeah.
But 50% will probably be ones that we actually pursue and try and turn into deals.
And are they first-time buyers? Are they investors?
Mostly investors, because all my content is driven towards investors and investing myself. So a lot of investors, but then also because of my age, I think there is a fair few first-time buyers. So it's probably a split between, like, it's probably a weird split, but like people with 3 to 6 properties and then first-time buyers.
Yeah, wow. And how much of your time now is spending doing the social media? Is it take up an hour of your day, 2 hours, 10 minutes?
Probably an hour a day. It's not that much, and a lot of the time I reuse content as well, which is, I think, you need to. If you're trying to post every day, then it gets hard. So I'll post stuff that I know I can use again, and then I'll use that in 1 or 2 months' time again, and usually works fine. First time I actually got a lot of leads was off one video. They got like 60 in one night.
60 leads at one video.
Yeah.
What was the video about?
It was about trust lending.
Yeah.
So it was trust lending. Posted it, and I went to bed, had like 10,000 views, had 2 or 3 bookings through my calendar.
Yeah.
And I woke up the next day and it was on like 80, 90K. And my calendar, I had 60 spots open, 6 appointments a day for 10 days. And I woke up and it was just full. And I was by myself at that point. So that was that go. That's when it started. And then, from there.
And how long was that into your brokering journey?
That was probably a year in,
Okay.
I reckon.
And tell me more about your Calendly. So you put your Calendly link in your bio of your TikTok account.
Yeah. So the Calendly's in the bio, and that's what controls how many leads we get, really.
Yeah.
Because if I open up 60 spots and then a video goes like viral, we can get 60 bookings, but obviously we can't handle 60 bookings. So I'll usually have 5 to 8 or 10 bookings a week. And now that we've got multiple brokers, I'll just rotate the Calendly. So one week it'll book, and the next week it'll book Joel, next week it'll book Humberto and stuff like that.
Because you've nailed this, right? Because some people use social media as brand awareness, and some people use it as a lead generation tool.
Yeah.
And I guess that's where money is, right?
Yeah.
So putting your Calendly in bio is so clever.
Yeah, it works because...
Do you refer to that in the videos?
No, I never do a call to action. That's what they call it. When you click the link in my bio, I might do it, but I haven't done it yet. But I also don't have my number anywhere, because I think if I have my number in my bio, people just ring all the time. So the Calendly is a good way to get all the leads filtered into one channel. So we know, and we have a little thing there to say, please tell us a brief overview of your financial situation. And they give us 2 to 3 lines about what they want to do. So we have a bit of an overview before we do the call. If they put something stupid in there, then we lead out automatically.
So along your social media journey, did you have to change how you went about your content? Or did you just stay consistent and then eventually it went away?
At first, I didn't have my face on there. It was not my face, not my name. I was literally just posting properties. And then when I converted to putting my face on there, that was a big step, because I didn't really want to be putting my face on there talking about stuff, because people write nasty stuff, which they do. But you get over it. You have to do it. I think that a lot of if we look at the comments on my TikToks, not nice. There's a lot. They're all negative. The people commenting negative stuff are good for the algorithm, so the video gets seen. So a lot of the time, if I can say something that I actually know is going to annoy people a little bit, then I'll say it.
So you purposely doing
a little bit, yeah, because I know that it's going to get a reaction, and people are going to be commenting and either hating me or hating. They fight with each other over nothing, like just stupid stuff that really doesn't matter. Like landlords, I post a lot of investor stuff, so people will be saying, evil landlords, rotting the tenants and stuff like that, which is not the case. But they then comment 1,000 times on a video, and that's the difference between your video having 500 views or 100 views. Yeah. So the people that comment, they're usually commenting negative stuff, but the people that are positive don't generally comment. They either just DM me or inquire.
What would your advice be for a business owner wanting to tap into social media?
I think be consistent is the biggest one. You have to do it. You can't just post one video a day for a week and expect to get leads. Like it was 6-8 months before I got a single lead. So I see a lot of people start doing it and they go really good, but then a month later they're not. So you just got to be consistent, and you've got to say what you think. And really, I think a lot of brokers are too scared to say what they think online, because they, think that people are going to have a problem with it or backlash. Yeah. But if you just say stuff to be safe, then you just blend in. It doesn't get any traction.
Do you post different content on TikTok and Instagram? Like, do you think there's a difference?
Same thing. I just save it. I should go more into it, and I will. As we grow, I'll need to generate more leads, so I'll probably get more into the content side of it, because it takes an hour a day, if that. So I'm sure if I spend 4 or 5 hours a day, then I would probably make it a lot better and work out some more strategies. But at the moment, this is work.
TikTok went down in America
Yeah.
recently. Did you panic?
No, because my audience is all in Australia and it wasn't getting banned here. So if I look at, because you can see the breakdown of where your audience is, and there's like 5% in the US. So I don't know if it would have affected the whole algorithm or something like that, maybe it would have been an issue, but it hasn't. I mean, it got reinstated, so it hasn't been an issue.
Yeah. For brokers listening who are social media curious but not convinced,
Yeah.
what have you got to say to them?
I think that a lot of brokers, the biggest pain point in their business is leads. But I know it is, 'cause I talk to a lot of brokers. The biggest pain point is leads. And you can spend hours and hours going around to referral partners and stuff like that, which is good. But if you put, a certain amount of that time into your socials and actually maintain it over time, you would see results if your content is good. I see a lot of brokers run ads or will force it, but they sit there like, hello, this is Bill from Liverpool Landing Group and I'm here to tell you.
Sounds like me doing
It
this
doesn't work.
podcast.
It doesn't work. Yeah.
Socials are meant to be social.
Yeah, and they try too hard as well. I see them, they get a studio, they hire a studio like this to make ads, and they're sitting there and they're all professional, but then they're nervous and they can't produce that content at like a mass scale anyway. I'll be going about my day, some news will come up, so I just screenshot and I just green screen it. I don't care what I look like. You got to get over that. You're not going to look good in every video.
Yeah.
So just make it consistently and try and make it like with your opinion. People want to hear your opinion.
And you're not spending too much money. You've got a microphone. I can see you use a lot in your videos. And you're filming pretty much all of it with your iPhone.
It's all my iPhone. People ask me how I edit it and stuff. And I just edit it in TikTok. And then I save it. I post it on Instagram. It's the exact same thing. So it's very easy. And it doesn't take a lot of time. You don't need the fancy, ship it off to an editor, have them send it back. I think something that doesn't do well is all that B-reel stuff. Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
Like when you've got someone talking and it flashes and there's like an AI image of something popped in. I don't think that
What,
does
B-roll?
well. B-roll is like when so if me and you are doing this podcast and we've got a video of it, but then there'll be like an AI, there'll be like a house in it and like someone shaking hands and and there's like a thing and money popping up and all that. I think when brokers make that content, it feels like an ad, so it doesn't cut through as much. I think it's better just being raw, like you, in front of a picture of a house or numbers, a deal that you just done, and doing that. I think it's
Just
better.
giving facts.
Just your opinion, or replying to comments. I reply to a lot of comments with the video, so if someone paying you out, or if they're saying something positive, reply to that as well.
Now, what's the best lead you've ever gotten on?
The best lead?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've got a couple that I'm talking to, which is, I don't know if it'll go through yet or not, but that's for development finance, which will be a 10 mil deal. Don't know if it'll go through yet though.
Yeah.
But I've got another one that's 4.5, 5 mil. But most of my leads do come from that. And I've not done massive deals, 10 mil, anything like that, but I've done a lot of like multi-property refinances.
Yeah.
So that might be 2 to 2.5, 3 mil worth of lending over 3 or 4 properties for people. A lot of them have come from TikTok and then a purchase off the back of it, stuff like that. So that's what a lot of it are. They're people that have gone to other brokers or banks and tapped out or something like that, and they can bust, see what we can do.
Even I'm surprised. I thought you would have said that a lot of your clients are first-home buyers coming from like a younger generation on TikTok.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting to hear that you work with a lot of investors.
Yeah, it is younger people. Our clients would be 25 to 50. So it is younger, but there is still a lot of people in that age bracket that have 2 to 4 or 5 properties. So that's what the majority are. And then there is first home buyers because of my age and a lot of my friends and stuff. But majority would be investors, I reckon.
Has there been any unexpected benefits from growing your social media beyond lead generation?
Unexpected. Well, obviously I get leads from clients, but then there has also been like a lot of real estate agent connections or accountants, financial planners, even stuff like that reach out and say stuff like, I like the page, like what you do, let's chat. So that would be another benefit of it. But besides that, But it's just leads. It's given me the ability to grow the business a lot faster than I would have. So it's been 1 to 6 staff in 12 months. If I wasn't doing this, the leads wouldn't be there to do that. So that's what it's done, really. And probably would have took me, 4 or 5 years to get to this stage. Yeah, that's was if I was just doing referral partners and word of mouth.
And have you guys got them on as PAYG?
Yes. So we've got 2 PAYG brokers and then the processors of PAYG as well.
Yep.
So that's PAYG plus comps,
Yep.
which seems to work. Pay a good salary, you get really good brokers rather than trying to pay a low salary and make money out. I find that if you pay well, you will get much better talent and they can write a lot more than 2 average brokers, really, if they're good. So, yeah.
And these guys will have experience.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
So where to you from here? Where do you want to take this business?
Well, so far, I have built the lead generation side of it and I've built the team. And a lot of people are being excited about it, giving me congratulations and stuff like that. But I've not been in the business long enough to actually have results. So the next thing I would say is results, because really I've got really good people in place that most of them are a lot smarter than me, to be honest, and more experienced than me in this industry. So I feel like now that we've got the lead gen, we've got the team sorted, so the next part is just to execute.
Yeah.
So try and actually good numbers on the board next year. Hopefully have a big year.
Whereabouts are you based?
Coffs Harbour. In the middle of nowhere, relatively. Everyone says you're from Sydney, you're from Brisbane, Melbourne. No. And it hasn't been an issue because we've got staff in Gold Coast, and we've got staff in Sydney now, and overseas. So I've not done many client meetings face-to-face. It's all over the phone. And nobody seems to lie, which is lucky that we're in 2025 and tech is so good, because 10 years ago I would have had to do a lot of face-to-face appointments. But now with the internet, it's quite easy, because most of the clients know us from the socials anyway. They generally trust us a fair bit without actually having to do that face-to-face stuff.
Because if a client sees you on Instagram or TikTok, they would go through and watch 10 or 15 videos, I'm guessing, before they go into your...
Most of them, when they inquire with us, they're like, say, I've been watching your videos for 3-4 months. It's not like they find us and then the next day they inquire. I rarely get that. So it's always they inquire, they follow, and then they watch along for 3-4 months. And usually by the time I speak to them, they feel like they know me because they've been watching me for a fair while.
Back to the point of staying consistent.
Exactly, yeah. You gotta do it every day. Or try to. Yeah.
Because that's how you're going to build business, right? Especially on TikTok. And I think that's the beauty of being on TikTok and Instagram. It doesn't matter where you live. Yeah. The clients aren't local anyway.
That's right. It doesn't matter at all, because we do, I do very little in Coffs. Probably, less than 10 deals out in Coffs. So whether they're in WA, but clients in WA, South Australia, Queensland, Vic, it doesn't matter where they're from. Yep. So it's big.
As you grow the team, are you finding your clients are okay to deal with someone else since they've watched 1,000 videos from you?
Yeah.
And how's the handle thing to your staff members? How are you finding it as a business owner?
It's something that I thought a lot about, because I didn't want to just bring people in there and they, like my content, like what I do, investing-wise myself and stuff, and then hand them off to some guy that's no experience, that they don't know, stuff like that. So that's a big piece of why I've sort of gone after brokers that have a really good track record already and are writing big numbers and know exactly what they're talking about. And that cost is small, 10 people that are really good. But when I intro a client to those guys and they know exactly what they're talking about, then the performance is usually pretty fine. And we say to them, if you want to have a meeting with both of us and we'll get all your documents, we'll look at a strategy. I'm always involved in the strategy anyway. So we can have a second meeting with the client and run through everything, and they're usually pretty fine with it. Yeah, we do create a lot of the time as well either a WhatsApp or a text message route, so that after the broker has the meeting, they intro me to the client and I would follow along with what's going on, and it seems to work pretty well. I'm thinking probably may not have as high a conversion as if I did every lead myself, but you kind of scale once you figure it out.
Yeah, that's true. Now, we've talked a lot about TikTok and Instagram. What about YouTube and Facebook?
I need to. I haven't just because I haven't needed to, but I will start doing Facebook. I have no idea how to use Facebook. I tried. I don't know how to use LinkedIn either. I've got LinkedIn. I can't use it. So
you don't use LinkedIn?
not at all. I've got a LinkedIn account that I made a month ago or something, but I don't even know how to accept people who've been his profile. So I feel like a 60-year-old trying to work the network of trying to use LinkedIn. Yeah.
Brokers that don't want to go on TikTok.
That's right. They use
it.
LinkedIn. A lot of brokers use LinkedIn and Facebook. I could be wrong, but LinkedIn and Facebook I don't think have the same virality as something like TikTok. Every TikTok you post has the chance to get
Wire.
100,000 views.
Yeah.
A lot of them don't, but it has the chance to, whereas I'm not sure if a LinkedIn or a Facebook post has that ability. You might know more than me.
I don't think it does.
I don't think so. I think it's more so your network on those platforms. But I do need to do that. And I would like to do YouTube as well. But
What's it called?
Around,
YouTube
yeah.
Shorts?
YouTube Shorts. Apparently they're good. No idea. I haven't tried it. We'll
I
see.
guess you've nailed one platform to do.
Well, one's working, so it will branch out. But yeah,
And
see.
as you grow your team, are you going to try and bring on more social media content creators?
So everyone that is in the team, that are brokers, are doing socials as well. And they're
On their own platforms?
Yeah, their own platforms. I don't want me to be the face of the business. I have no ego with me wanting to be the face of it. I want each broker to be like, I want them to be a star themselves.
Yeah.
So I want to teach them everything about growing their own socials.
Yeah.
You know, if they end up with 10, 20,000 followers or more than me, I don't care. That's good. It's a lot of effort for me to be the face of every single video anyway. So if we've got 3 or 4 guys doing that, it spreads a lot.
At Broker Bulletin, we're all about finding the 1% improvements that lead to big wins. What would be your one thing that you do every day that made an impact to your business?
Work hard. Put in the effort. I think that's it. Try every day. That's it, really. Just consistency. There's no, I had no experience, obviously, coming into this, like somewhat through property, but in terms of the whole lending back end side of it and stuff like that, no experience. So it's just getting it done, do whatever you need to do to make it happen.
Yeah.
Get the right people in place. That's the biggest thing, I think, in the team. So, yeah.
The right people to do important.
It is.
Wrong people, gosh, you waste a lot of time and energy, that's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So I think, try hard and put the effort in to get good stuff, good brokers, good support staff, and that will really help. Yeah.
To wrap things up, I think my biggest takeaways from our conversation is 1, be consistent in social media, find your voice and use it. I think,
Don't be scared of what people are going to say
yeah,
or comment on your videos
yeah.
because they'll have opinions, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day.
We all have personalities and we all
Yeah.
have different personalities, so just use your personality.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So don't force anything.
And don't make yourself into a square box.
Yeah.
Just, if you're funny, be funny. If you're not funny, then just try and make videos to your dull sense of humour. There'll be someone that still thinks it's funny.
That's hilarious. It's so dull.
He's pretending to be like that. So,
Yeah, have the right people.
yeah.
So you've
That's
grown
a big
very
sign.
quickly, as in 1 to 6 stars, I think 2 years.
Yeah, 1 year.
1 year.
So a year ago, I had just me. And it was about 6. So first one was, Thais, and she's just not smarter than me. So it comes from one key person that does all the process stuff and has all the ideas and keeps everything compliant, that sort of thing. So, yeah.
Are you diligent? Like, as in, and being
I mean, because I need to be, but I don't like doing it. So I'm good at numbers, really good with numbers, but most of the numbers that I do, I can do in my head. And then doing all the processing and stuff like that, if I have to do it, I'll do it, but I don't like it at all. It's definitely not for that at all. So,
yeah, well, kind of people that are.
exactly.
Bill, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been
No
great
worries.
to waffle with you.
Thanks, Danielle. Appreciate it. I'll see you soon.
Thank you so much for listening. If you have a topic you want to discuss with us, please email brokerbulletin at lmg.broker or DM us on Instagram at lmg.broker, and one of our producers will make sure to answer you ASAP.
Thanks for tuning in to Broker Bulletin. We would hate for you to miss an episode. Subscribe to Broker Bulletin in your favourite podcast app. Has this episode been helpful? We'd love you to rate and review us. It'll help us deliver content that's useful to you and help others discover us. If you have great ideas for topics worth tackling or have burning questions you'd like addressed on an upcoming episode, reach out. Links in the show notes. See you next time.